Hello and welcome to today's broadcast. Today we are going to be discussing autophagy and how long does it take our bodies to benefit from being in a state of autophagy. So welcome if you're catching this live or on the rebroadcast. We always appreciate when you join into the discussion. Today we are going to spend a few minutes learning a little bit about autophagy, and then I will open up the floor for discussion and questions and answers from our community. I recommend you stay through the entire portion of this chat today. I'm going to have you all rethinking how it is you're approaching intermittent fasting and how it is we are thinking about healing and reversing the signs of aging through this intermittent fasting lifestyle that we are formulating for ourselves. If you wouldn't mind, please leave a comment in the comment section letting us know if you're currently practicing intermittent fasting. I want to know how many people are joining us here today who are already practicing intermittent fasting, and hopefully today's discussion will help solidify this lifestyle that you are working on for yourself. If you haven't already done so, please hit that subscribe button on YouTube and that like button on Facebook so you will know when we broadcast live or upload this as our rebroadcast. So today we are going to talk about autophagy. But before I get into what I really want to deliver as a message for our community today, I want to take a minute or two and just talk a little bit about what autophagy really is. So autophagy is when our cells are in a state of what is called self-eating. So that is exactly what autophagy means. It means self-eating. We, as aging women, are no longer producing new cells. So the cells that we have are all that we are going to get. So autophagy is really beneficial to us as aging women because we want to make sure the cells that we have are operating at their best. So taking advantage of autophagy for us aging women is key to our overall health and well-being and all of the things that we really want to benefit from as far as reversing the signs of aging and what we want to get out of the time that we are spending in a fasted state. So when we are in a state of autophagy and our cells are self-eating, they are literally taking damaged parts, eating that away, and then our cells actually renew themselves and recirculate into our system. So if you think you have, what it is you're going to have as far as cells in your body, why would we not want to take advantage of what our body knows how to do best, and that's take care of itself, taking advantage of what autophagy can do for us. So knowing that we are no longer going to produce good cells, we have to be very, very careful and think about what we can do to benefit from the cells that we have. Being in a state of autophagy is definitely going to do that for us. So we want to make all the cells that we have that are weakening. How do we know they're weakening? Because we are seeing and feeling the signs of aging. We want to make those cells strong again. We can do that through the process of autophagy. So there are so many different scientific studies out there. There is so much information about when it is our body actually gets into a state of autophagy. And that's what I really want to talk about today. And consider a few things about some of that information out there that is really, really confusing to all of us. We know, we talk about it a lot here, that 12 hours in a fasted, clean, especially state is where we really do benefit from our insulin levels being at their lowest. Every hour after that 12 hours, we really do start benefiting from what we are actually trying to accomplish in that fasted state. Now, this is where I need us to start thinking about expert information, scientific data, and us as individual women. We all are coming into this new lifestyle of intermittent fasting with various levels of damage going on in our cells. When I started intermittent fasting, I was really sick. So the expert advice of fasting for 16 hours to enter into states of autophagy wasn't working for me. Because as soon as I got to that 12 hours of fasting and I started to be able to enter in the phases of what fasting can do for me, only 4 hours into that window did I end all autophagy. Did I end all cellular repair? And so because I had so much cellular damage to repair and so much to reverse, I was always selling myself short. I never got to get to the point where I was actually benefiting from autophagy because I wasn't fasting long enough. As aging women, with the amount of cells that we're already going to have, if we're entering into a fasting lifestyle with an abundance of damaged cells, how do you know you have damaged cells? You're suffering from the signs of aging. Your face is looking like it's aging. Your body is looking like it's aging. You're suffering from sugar-related diseases, diabetes, insulin resistant, maybe some of those Alzheimer's early warning signs. You're accumulating fat. You can't lose weight. All of those things are a sign that your cells are fighting for their lives, that they're damaged. If you're fasting and you're not reaping the benefits that fasting advertises you should, then the only thing that we can determine is that we're not fasting long enough to reap the benefits of autophagy. So how many hours do you need to fast? We don't know. There is no test scientifically or us as everyday people that we can conduct to prove that we are actually in a state of autophagy. Autophagy happens when we have a certain thing in our system, and it's called an autophagosome. When autophagosomes are in our system, we know that we are actually in a state of autophagy. Now, I want you to do me a favor. If you're listening to me, I want you to put a comment in the comment section if you know that your health insurance covers autophagosome testing. We don't in our health insurance. So how do I go get a test to prove that I am fasting long enough to make sure that I'm actually taking advantage of autophagy and the cellular repair and the anti-aging benefits of what I'm doing in my fasting window? There's no way I can scientifically prove that that's happening to me by taking a test. So what do we have to do as aging women practicing an intermittent fasting lifestyle? We have to trust the process. And if whatever you're currently doing is not yielding you the results that you were hoping you were going to get from intermittent fasting, there's nothing wrong with you other than the fact that you haven't mentally and emotionally made the commitment to fast longer. This is why here in this community, we really do advocate the 20-hour fast. It gives you enough opportunity in a fasted state to reap the benefits of cellular repair. You have fasted long enough to actually reap the benefits of autophagy. How do we know that here in this community? How can I confidently say that to all of you who are watching me today? Because we have living proof in our community that women are reversing the signs of aging through the process that we are teaching here. We are reversing sugar-related diseases. We are reversing the signs of aging. We are repairing our brain health. We are losing weight. We are reducing inflammation. We are getting off of medications. So is what we're doing in this community putting you in a state of autophagy? I can confidently say, yes, it is. So how long do you need to fast to benefit from what autophagy can do for you? You have to test it out. There's no other way to scientifically test. We can't test like we do blood glucose. We can't test like we do for ketones. The only way that we can test ourselves to see if autophagy is actually working for us is through time and consistency. And we have to have that mindset approach with developing an intermittent fasting and a keto-like lifestyle that, guess what? It's going to work if I stick it out. Think about this. Every time we emotionally or mentally exit away from this intermittent fasting lifestyle that we're living, or we find ourselves in a self-sabotaging episode, or we find ourselves unconsciously making food decisions in an emotional state or in a stressed out state, or we go back to the way we were living before, we have just exited out of the potential for autophagy to happen. Remember, our body decides the way it heals itself. Our body is prioritizing what will we as aging women are going to benefit from first as far as health benefits with autophagy. So for me, when I was fasting for 16 hours, because that's what all the experts were telling me that I needed to do, and I wasn't reaping the benefits of that, I had to test out a new window. I had to test out something else until I saw for myself living proof that what I was doing was working. I was sick. So my body had to heal my cognitive decline first. Then my body had to go in and reverse the signs and signals of diabetes. Then my body had to go in and reverse my insulin resistance. Then my body had to go in and fix whatever else was going on with my own personal DNA and the cellular damage that I had going on before it would ever let my body get to that fat burning state. Now, I want to clarify this as well. What we as women who are emotionally connected to the hormonal fat that's on our body, we have to remember that that's the external fat, the fat we see, the fat we feel, the fat that's making us emotionally and mentally unhappy with our body. There's also internal fat that our body needs to burn away before we will ever see and feel those external results of what we're doing with our intermittent fasting lifestyle. If you know, and I'm going to ask this question and I hope you'll answer it in the comment section. If you know that if you are practicing intermittent fasting and feasting well with a keto-like lifestyle consistently, and you know that your body is intelligent enough to prioritize how it's going to heal itself with the most serious cellular damage first and the least serious cellular damage last, will you stick with an intermittent fasting and a keto-like lifestyle long enough to reap the benefits of what we all hope to get with intermittent fasting? And that's losing weight and losing body fat. We hope that we will also heal internally the things that are not going on with us that we don't even know about yet. I know my body healed in some amazing ways when I finally made the emotional and mental commitment that no matter what, I was going to trust the process. I was going to trust that intermittent fasting was going to be the thing that was going to heal my body. Because guess what? Everything else I had been doing up to that point was making me sick. So I had no other options but to trust the process. So can you trust this process long enough to reap the benefits of what intermittent fasting can do with us if we get to the point of allowing autophagy to take place? Autophagy that will stay in place in our bodies long enough to get through all of the dead and damaged cells that we have in our body that are causing us to age prematurely, that are causing us to age in ways that we aren't happy with. And once you start seeing the signs and signals of that, youthful skin, energy, inflammation going away, cognitive brain repair that you feel because now you can remember things you were once forgetting. Maybe you have the stamina to get through your day at work without feeling like your brain is failing you. You're reversing your autoimmune disorders. Maybe you're able to get off some medication. Are we going to be patient enough and trust this process through time and consistency so we can get to that point with fasting where we can reap the other benefits as well, which is weight loss and which is fat loss? I would much rather carry a little extra weight on my body, and I would much rather carry a little bit of extra hormonal body fat on my body if I knew that my body was doing what it does best, and that is repairing myself, my body, from the inside out. I want my brain to be sharp. I don't want to be suffering from autoimmune disorders. I do not want to be suffering from sugar-related diseases like I was before. And you know what? On my way to healing, I'll be patient about that last little 5 pounds or that little bit of stubborn body fat that my body hasn't gotten to yet to burn off because it has been so busy in other places doing the repair. So how long should we fast to reap the benefits of autophagy? We should fast for the rest of our life for as many hours in a day that seems feasible to us, for us to look and feel our best and live our most authentic life. I promise you, if you are suffering every day with the mental and emotional angst of not being happy with your body, you are not living authentically. Trust me when I say that if you're stressed out about food, you are not living authentically. If you are preoccupied with how you look and feel every single day as an aging woman, you are not living your life authentically. We deserve to live our life authentically. We deserve to show up our best. We deserve to be confident. We deserve to be empowered. And all you have to do is trust that intermittent fasting, a window of fasting within your 24-hour period, knowing what foods serve you best when you open up your feasting window, if you can commit to that through time and consistency, I promise you, you will benefit from all of the promises that autophagy has to offer us. You have to determine how many hours in a day that's going to take for you based on what your body has going on that needs to be healed. For most women in this community, we are finding that is 20 hours, and with a feasting window of 4, with some windows of opportunity for you to also live your life and create memory-making opportunities. So I have a question for you. Are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to figure out how long you need to fast in order to reap the benefits of autophagy? I know I was. I know I am still today, and I know that I will always be willing to create a fasting opportunity for my body, because I want to make sure that the cells that I have going on inside of me are going to be the healthiest that they can be, so they can fight off whatever's coming at me. And I hope you guys feel the same way as well. I'm going to go ahead and open up the floor for questions and comments. Let me know how you're feeling about your fasting. How long are you fasting? Do you feel like it is long enough? Are you reaping the benefits of autophagy? If you're not reaping the benefits of autophagy, I highly recommend that you go in and reevaluate what you're doing and see if you might need to push it a little bit, or work on what it is you're doing in your nutritional window, or maybe do a little mindset work and make sure that you are 100% committed to what it is that you say that you want to have for yourself. Let's see who's here today. Amy, good to have you with us. My cousin in Oregon. Janet, finally, I am catching you. I am practicing IF and work towards 20 to 24 hours fast daily. Awesome. And you know, there's always different opportunities of autophagy as well, right? So I say here very openly that I practice intermittent fasting on a daily basis to just keep myself youthful and healthy and happy, and all of the things that I know intermittent fasting can do for me. But I also have a lot of information that I carry around in my hip pocket just in case something goes wrong that I wasn't expecting. In case some health condition comes up for me that I have to fight for my life in that type of way, then I'm going to change how it is that I'm fasting. On an everyday basis, average women who are just unhappy with what is happening in the aging process can benefit from intermittent fasting. If you are suffering from something that is more serious or a life-threatening type of environment in your body cellularly, then I recommend that you do some research on how autophagy can help you during some extended types of fasting, or checking yourself into a fasting clinic, which I will do if I ever have to fight for my life. So the everyday woman who's suffering from some of the things that aging is bringing on that we're not happy with should be able to reverse those through the practice of intermittent fasting. You shouldn't have to go any deeper than that, except for maybe on occasion if you want to just boost something. So I want to make sure that I made that clear as well. Amy has been fasting since 2017, and she is reaping all of the benefits for sure, as well as Teresa, she's been with since 2017 too, right, Michael? Teresa? Yeah, I practice intermittent fasting 20 hours or more most days. I do longer fasts once or twice a month for deeper healing. Yeah, and I'm doing the same thing right now. I'm doing a little bit deeper fasting because I have an injury on my ankle and I want it to heal fast. So I'm gonna let my autophagy do its work and heal whatever is going on in my ankle for sure. Never heard of that test. Yes, the autophagosome test. It's kind of a funky word, just as autophagy is. But yeah, it's a test. And did you know that your body doesn't actually burn fat to those autophagosomes get into your liver? So what if those autophagosomes are all going to your brain because it's trying to reverse Alzheimer's or dementia? Or what if they're all going to your lungs because you have something cellularly breaking down in your lungs? Like, I'm gonna wait till those bad boys find their way to my liver and actually start getting to the point where they're going to be burning off the body fat that I'm not happy with, that external aesthetic body fat. So we have to be patient, and we do have to understand how our body is going to prioritize that healing for sure. And man, I tell you what, man, if my health insurance starts offering that test as part of my coverage, I will be first in line to go get it done for sure. But until then, you have to trust your body and pay attention to the signs and signals that healing is actually happening for sure. Janet, I did not start seeing positive effects of IF until I upped to 22 to 24 hours. Weight dropped, skin smoothed out, general health was better. Yeah, those are signs and signals that autophagy is happening. So Janet, congratulations to you. Joy, 20 hours is working for me, down 16 pounds and feeling great. It works. There you go, girlfriend. 16 hours or 20 hours for you and 16 pounds gone. That means your body had already gone through its prioritizing and was able to help you lose some weight. And I bet a lot of that was inflammation. So congratulations on that for sure. And I hear people doing 72-hour fast. Is that healthy? Yeah, 72-hour fasts aren't unhealthy. You just don't want to do them so regularly that you become like chronic to it. And I do believe that those types of fasting, like 72-hour water fast, we talk about it in our midlife mindset shift course, they're personality driven for a lot of the time. Like, I love food. It's really hard for me to go 72 hours without eating anything. So we've been practicing through blood testing, because that is proof that we're actually getting the results that we want, that you can actually do some aided extended fasting and still reap the same benefits as water fasting. Water fasting does really help get some deeper like DNA repair. I don't feel like I need it, and I don't enjoy water fasting, so I don't really go there, but I know people who do, and they absolutely love it. So that would be something that you would want to test and see how you emotionally and mentally handled that type of fasting. And if you thrive in it, then yeah, they say every 2 to 3 months is a good kind of approach to take with extended water fasting for sure. Margaret from Washington State is with us. Sunset, or Cindy, hello, good to have you with us. Donna from North Dakota, try and fast at least 20 hours a day. Yeah, that's what we do, and that's what we teach for sure. And then Natalie in the February class, doing 24 for a week and starting to hit the flow. I tell you guys who joined me here live and haven't joined our course yet, I say every time, it's that first week. Once you get that first week down pat and you start seeing and feeling the signs and signals of what we teach in class, it's absolutely amazing. And if you buy into it and you dig in deep, you will make that mindset connection that this should be something that you should do for the rest of your life. There's no reason not to fast. So we want to make sure that we're creating that lifestyle that will be sustainable for sure. Cindy from Kansas City. Lori, I try to fast most days for 20 hours. That is awesome. February class, Cindy, I hope you're reaping the benefits as well. And then Lori from North Dakota. Melinda, I'm trying to fast 18 to 20 hours a day. What's keeping you from fasting and not just trying is what I would love to know, Melinda. And then Lori, practice 16 to 18 hours fasting daily, been IF since June 2019. That's awesome. And then Cindy's started fasting just 10 days ago. Gabriella from Mexico, 52 and IF 18 hours for 5 months. Slight benefits of global inflammation. Very few pounds lost. Now I am stuck and losing will to keep going. Okay, so you're the perfect person for this broadcast. Why are you losing will? You will lose the weight eventually. Concentrate on the healing on this on these platforms that I come to talk to. If you take your focus off the weight loss and you put your focus on the healing, the weight will happen without you even noticing. So keep your focus on healing. Keep your focus on the fact that fasting is doing you lots of good. You just have to be patient and stick with it over time. Every time we jump ship, every time we throw in the towel, every time we go on a binge eating thing, every time we self-sabotage, we just delayed what it is that we're hoping to achieve with autophagy and intermittent fasting in general. So the less of those incidences that happen, the sooner you'll get to that weight loss for sure. Every time we self-sabotage, every time we binge, every time we question what we're doing, that's slowing our progress for sure. And then Heidi, been doing IF for 7 months and have never felt better physically and or healthier mental relationship with food. Yeah, she's 45. Yeah, a healthy relationship with food is key for sure. knowing what foods work for you. There is no one right way to feed ourselves. The only way to feed yourself correctly is to figure out how your body reacts and responds to food, and then rinse and repeat those, and then leave the exceptions for special occasions for sure. So if you enter into your feasting state and something happens with the way you look, or something happens with the way you feel that you're not happy with, go back and reconsider why you're doing that to yourself. Brenda, June 2019 with 12 hours, now doing it 16 to 19 hours. Yeah, and bump that up for sure, girlfriend. Once you really start reaping the benefits, you'll stay there for sure. And then how does a 3 to 5 day fast fit in? 3 to 5 day fast definitely do work for deeper cellular healing, but they are not required to reap the benefits of autophagy. Autophagy comes with time and consistency of your body being in an opportunistic environment of cellular healing. That's it. The more cells you have to heal, the longer you have to practice intermittent fasting. We know that our cells are damaged every day just through lifestyle, through pollution, through maybe not getting a good night's sleep, through the fact that maybe you're running and your ankle started to hurt. Like, that's all signs of cellular damage. So we should give our body the opportunity to be in an autophagy type of state every single day, because we never know what cells are being taken down by life. And so if you're always in that cellular repair mode, then you'll always be able to keep yourself healthy for sure. So 3 to 5 day fast should, if you benefit from that, if you thrive in that, should be every 2 to 3 months or quarterly, I think is what the advice is. Natalie, a funny dog, yeah. Right? She must have heard Callie barking. Hey, Shante, can you specify what keto-like is? I define keto-like, it's what we've developed here in our community so that we can still have an enjoyable time around food. Higher naturally occurring fats, so not processed fats, moderate to low amounts of protein. Protein is key when you're trying to reap the benefits of autophagy. Less is more. And conscious carbohydrates. So lots of fresh vegetables occurring in your everyday life is how we really like to define keto-like fasting or feasting. And then Melinda, I struggle with the feasting window and eating the best food. Okay, so you have to define best food for you before you can really figure out what the best food is. So really think about how food makes you look and feel, and find the go-tos of that. Which ones make you look and feel your best? Those are the ones that you just keep rotating in your life. The other kinds of foods that maybe you're questioning, or maybe are the ones that are kind of making you feel stuck right now, are the ones you put on the every now and then list, especially if they're ones that do provide some form of entertainment or socializing or happiness to you. Life's too short to not eat French fries and chocolate chip cookies. Just make sure you get the best French fries and chocolate chip cookies for you, and then you just rotate those in when you feel like you can not, take a step back from them for sure. And then Danny, 2018 grad, great to catch you guys. Started fasting longer, now hair is thinning. Any suggestions? Yeah, that happens. Usually it's a sign of like a mineral deficiency or some sort of deficiency going on in your body. Remember, it also happened when if you were pregnant or you were nursing, we lost hair, it came back. So it's usually a sign of an emotional imbalance, which happens when we do lifestyle changes. So when that happened to me, I upped my biotin supplement. I got a biotin shampoo and conditioner. You can email me. I'll send you the link to the one that I got that was medicated. My hair came back fast. I went through one little phase of it. It's never come back. So make sure you're just eating a well-balanced diet and you're getting plenty of vitamins and minerals for sure through the food that you're eating, and if you have to, supplement. Nancy in the February class, loving this lifestyle. Most days 20 hours, would like to shoot for 24 hours, more days per week. Yeah, oftentimes the 24-hour fast happens on its own. It's not really something that you have to plan. Once you start really living in the energized sense of calm and you're confidently fasting every day, a 24-hour fast happens. just by accident. You'll be like, oh, I totally forgot to eat today because your hunger hormones are balanced out and you're feeling fantastic, and food is not on the forefront of your mind. Your life is. And once we get our life on the forefront of our mind and we're not preoccupied about food, that's when 24-hour fasts happen, and they're magical. So just see how that is going to roll out for you. It's going to happen for sure, Nancy. And then Doris, what are you eating and drinking for your extended fast? Attempting one now. I teach all that in the midlife mindset shift course. I really like to do fat adapted fast, so I keep the fats up and I try to keep everything else pretty low, and I use them as just a quick little snack to take the edge off. Not that I'm necessarily eating a meal, but just sort of an edge, a stopper for sure. And then Terry, 418 grad, good to see you, girlfriend. Maria from Spain, I fast for 20 to 22 hours, graduated in January 2020, and I feel better than ever in my life, and I will keep fasting for the rest of my life. Girlfriend, I am so proud of you. So that right there is proof that you are benefiting from autophagy. If you are feeling better than you've ever felt in your life, then you have to know that there is some cellular renewal there, that you are definitely benefiting from what autophagy has to offer. And Maria, I am so proud of you. It's only been like 6 weeks. Now, just imagine what's going to happen over time if you keep that cellular repair going. And then Doris from South Dakota started April 2017, the easiest thing I have ever done, right? That's why we say do nothing and embrace everything. If you can spend the majority of your day getting out of your body's way, letting it heal itself, and have all this extra time, energy, and resources to live your life, like, it is amazing. So not only do we benefit from what autophagy can do with us with this lifestyle, we can just benefit from what life has to offer as well by not constantly being bogged down by food. And then Connie, been practicing IF for a year on and off. I want to bump up my fast to 16 to 18 hours. Girlfriend, all you have to do is decide you're going to do it, and then just do it. So it's a really easy thing to do. Just create the mindset around where you know you're going to benefit from bumping it up, and then you just do it. There's not a whole lot to think about for sure. And you're feeling better than ever, so you're going to continue. Yeah, Connie, I can't wait, or Connie, I can't wait for you to tell us, come back and tell us when you get over that hump and you get to that 20-hour fast, you are going to come back going, why didn't I do this sooner? The effects are going to be amazing for you. So I can't wait to hear from you. And then Deanna, 2 years in, and so thankful for you, Diane. Well, Deanna, it takes trust. And so thank you for trusting that what we're saying here was worth you testing out. So you had to test it for yourself. You did the work, you kept an open mind, and you showed up. And with time and consistency, you're reaping the benefits. So I appreciate you being here, and I thank you for trusting me with you. And you're feeling better than ever, continuing forever. Yeah, Deanna, there's no reason to go back to what wasn't working for us, right? And the one thing that I want to end today's conversation with is this thought. We've all practiced dieting before, right? And intermittent fasting is really no different than dieting if you're going to treat it like a diet. So if you're here for the short term, if you're here for the quick fix, if you're here for the fat loss and the weight loss, intermittent fasting will work for you as long as all the other diets work for you. Because diets, in theory, should work. We should have only had to experience one diet attempt. And if we would have created the mindset around the practices of that diet, we should technically all be healthy. But remember, life happens, right? Or we do things in the short term, or our mindset was to lose 5 pounds, or our mindset was to fit in a pair of jeans, or our mindset was to look a certain way for a weekend event. And as soon as that thing happened, we stepped away from what we did to reap those benefits. Incorporating intermittent fasting as a lifestyle will yield you the results that you're currently benefiting from if you practice it as a lifestyle. So make sure that you have the right mindset around what it is that we're going to do in this intermittent fasting lifestyle. Make sure you're thinking for yourself. Make sure you're understanding why it is you're doing this, and don't do this as a diet. Think for yourself. How are you looking? How are you feeling? Does that make you happy? Are you reaping the benefits of what autophagy can provide for you? And if you are getting all of those things, why would you ever stop? And if you're not going to ever stop, then you've just created a new lifestyle for yourself. And that is exactly what we're hoping for here, because we will continue to reap the benefits as we're going through this aging process. And we will eventually learn that this is the easiest way for us to do things. It takes a little bit of practice. It takes a little bit of mindset training. Then we can age successfully. I don't know if you guys watched the Oscars last night, but dang it, if I didn't gasp and just sit in awe when I saw Jane Fonda yesterday. She is gorgeous. Now, I'm sure she's had some work done. Whatever. I'm glad that she's able to do that. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But you can only do so much work to look as youthful and happy and energetic as she showed up yesterday on the Oscars. I was in awe. She's absolutely gorgeous, and she's also a huge advocate for health and wellness. So
82.
She's 82 years old. She was stunning yesterday. I mean, her arms were stunning. Her hands were stunning. Her face was stunning. Her hair was stunning. That goes to show us we can reap the benefits of what reversing aging can do for us. We do not want to die because we're getting old. We want to die because our time is just up, that we've reached the end, that we have no more life to live. We want to just be exhausted. We don't want to die because we're aging poorly. And that's exactly what autophagy can do with us, with time and consistency and developing this lifestyle for ourselves. Kristen, what are your thoughts on 3 42-hour fasts per week, once a month? I would not be happy that way. I like food. I like to eat. I like to live with my family. So 42-hour fast that many days a week just wouldn't work for me. That's not my life. I wouldn't be authentic. If that fits into your life, then I think, yeah, that's great for you. If you feel like you're missing your life because you're scheduling 42-hour fasts 3 or 4 times a week, then I would say it's not working for you. As soon as you stop that, you're going to lose those benefits. I've shared with you guys before how I was part of an infomercial for a bodybuilding program. I don't even like bodybuilding, but it was a bucket list item. I wanted to get on an infomercial for fitness. So I followed this program. I lost all the body fat. I lost all the weight. I put on all the muscle. And as soon as I took my after pictures and stopped practicing what I did to get to the after picture point, my body went back to what my body was before that. So whatever you do to yield a result, make sure you are prepared to sustain what you had to do to get to that result. Because as soon as you stop doing it, your body's going to go back to what it was before you made that change. So if you like the results that you're getting from multiple 42-hour fasts in a week, be prepared that as soon as you stop doing that, if you're doing it for weight loss or you're doing it for fat loss, your body will go back to what it was before you started that practice. This is why here in this community, I emphasize 20-hour fasts, 4-hour feasts with food that makes you look and feel your best. You decide that. If you can do that consistently, more than not, then when life happens, you make exceptions. You will always be happy with the results that you're getting from the lifestyle you created. If you go to extremes for a quick fix, the quick fix will only last as long as you're living that extreme lifestyle. Make sure you have that mindset right. That's what messes so many women up. Don't go buy a new wardrobe if you're fasting 42 hours, multiple days a week, because those clothes won't fit you as soon as you stop doing that. Make sure that whatever you're doing to yield a quick result is something that you're willing to sustain. If you can't sustain it, the results won't last. I'm only doing it 1 week a month for additional autophagy. Yeah, I mean, if you feel like you have something to heal, sure. I can get all the results that I need through 20 hours of fasting very, very consistently with an occasional 1 week every month. I do 2 to 3 days. I don't do extended multiple day fasting. I do what I call just deeper healing fasting by monitoring blood glucose and ketones and making sure my GKI is at a healing state. So you guys can do that any way you want. Okay, so I think that is it. Normally doing 20 or 24. There you go, Kristen. Just make sure that you don't go too far into that where you are going to be bouncing back and forth for sure. But yeah, for autophagy purposes, perfect. Just make sure you're blood testing as well so you can make sure that you're getting the results that you want with ketones and glucose for sure. So we're going to cut it there. It is 2:40 something. So we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much for participating in today's discussion. It really does help our community a lot who are just standing by the sidelines and maybe aren't participating yet to see that you are actually getting the results and that this lifestyle is very sustainable for us women. And autophagy happens for your body when you start seeing and feeling the results that you would hope for through the practice of intermittent fasting and living a keto-like lifestyle. So pay attention, the results will come, and that's when you'll know that you have hit the perfect fasting window for you, because autophagy is gonna happen. I'll see you guys on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, where we will discuss another topic about intermittent fasting and today's aging woman. For those of you who would like to jump into our course, our registration is open for our March course, so you can get yourself signed up, save yourself a seat, and we will take you through the practice of what it is that we teach here with intermittent fasting for today's aging woman. I'll see you guys on Wednesday.